Okay, let's begin. My name is Mark Techmeyer. It's Marktechmeyer. I'm the Director of Public Affairs for the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for being here this morning. We're going to give you an update on the Quarry Fire and some other things that are going on related to it. But first, we'd like to have some comments from the Jefferson County Sheriff, Reggie Marinelli.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sheriff Reggie Marinelli, ReggieMarinelli. It's been a long week. We did make it to the weekend. I do want to thank all of our fire personnel. Very grateful for their work, the efforts, the partnership. I want to also thank my staff that is working so diligently on this fire. Most of you may not understand how many different locations we are working right now between our emergency operations command post, our incident command post, the briefing sites, all of that. I have a fire management officer that works for my office who is overseeing a whole team of people at the incident command that meet several times a day throughout the evening to set the goals and talk about where this fire is going and what needs to be done. So the number one thing I do want to state that I know people are most concerned about when we come to talk is that this has not crossed Deer Creek Canyon Road. That was an original goal. It is still a goal, and it has not happened at this point in time. So we are still very diligently working that. There are not a lot of significant changes from yesterday's briefings. The weather yesterday was concerning to us as it was coming. Today the weather is also concerning. If it were to drop rain for us, we would be very appreciative of that. However, we all know in Colorado what comes with those small storms, and that's the lightning and the wind. So we're being very cautious about that. We are still within the original box that was set for this fire. It is amazing to watch how these fires, especially in this area, we've known for years that a fire in this area, that it would take on a personality that we did not like. We are seeing that. It does have a personality of its own. So the fire command is trying to communicate with that fire to decide how we go about this, such as building the box that we have not gone out of yet. And so a lot of that communication with this fire is working, and we are very hopeful that it will continue. It did sit down last night about 10 o'clock, and we are very grateful for that. Our firefighters out there, I know we've been talking a lot about the rattlesnakes. They came across them yesterday, as well as bears that are very curious as to what they are doing. And so those are some safety issues for our firefighters. And the number one safety issue is the heat. So some of the things I want to just ask for the cooperation of the citizens. Our citizens have been amazing with us. We are there for them. We care about them. That's our number one priority, is our citizens and our firefighters. But even coming up here, there were some cyclists that we saw that hindered a little bit in being able to pass. But I'd like to just ask that we have a big recreation area in Colorado, but between the hikers, the cyclists, we would like for them, if they see a huge contingency of fire apparatus, you might think twice about that and go and hike and cycle somewhere else until this is put to rest. We have had some drones in the area. I want you to know that if you decide that you would like to go up with your drone and get a picture or something with your personal devices, that is a hindrance to our process here, and we would ask that you please refrain from doing that. We do have hotshot crews holding the progress that's been made. So at this point in time, I want to thank everybody for their patience, especially the citizens. That is our number one concern. But the patience from those people and the support that we are getting from our citizens, from everybody that's here today, everybody that's watching, we are so grateful and appreciative of that support. So thank you. I will turn it back over to Mark at this point in time, and he will be able to give you some detailed information.
Thank you, Sheriff Marinelli. We're going to have another speaker here, Cassie Pierce, who is Director of Public Affairs for Jefferson County.
Good morning. I'm Cassie Pierce. I'm the Public Affairs Director with Jefferson County, CASSIEPEARCE. I've primarily been in the Emergency Operations Center, so my updates are really around the efforts there. The first thing I want to talk about is donations. We've just been blown away by the generosity that has really been shown throughout this entire event. It's really a demonstration of folks just saying, what do I have to offer in this situation? And that's what we've seen as our donations have been coming in. If you have offered up a donation and you have not heard back from us, thank you for your patience. Please continue to be patient. Our team is trying to sort through all of the different things that have been offered over the last week. And again, we are so grateful. It is really just a beautiful illustration of what neighbors can do for each other in a difficult time. So thank you for that. Again, I'm going to point you to the form on the Quarry Fire website. If you do have a donation, that is the best place to take that rather than sending an email or a phone call or a text message. That really allows us to get all of our offers in one place, and then we can start sorting through that list of donations there. For folks who have been evacuated, please, if you can, go to the evacuation site to check in. Even if you're not staying there, it's a really, really great place for you to get information on your next steps, particularly over the next couple of days, too. There's just going to be some really valuable information there. If you aren't able to make it to the evacuation site, that's okay. We're going to work with you. So please don't panic. We really just, that is our primary location where we want you to go and check in so that you can get what you need for your next steps. That is all that I have. So thank you.
Thank you, Cassie. So here we are with the data. We had a little flare up last night in that open space on the west side. Maybe 30 acres more burned, but we're still holding at around 480 acres until we get an accurate measurement of that. Proud to say that still, day 5 here, no structures lost. So that's key, and still the closest flame to a home is a quarter mile. We've held that all week long, so we're very proud of those efforts by the firefighters. Injury wise, didn't have any specific injuries, but heat is continuing to cause problems for our firefighters, which is expected. So we've had several cases of heat exhaustion over this week, and they're good and they're recovering, but it's tough in that heat. Today, we want to warn you that you're going to see more smoke. And it's the work we're doing in that west quadrant in open space, and it's to be expected. So we don't want anyone to panic and think that things are getting out of control. It is intentional, and you'll see that today. The sheriff mentioned the drone. We do have someone who is flying a drone over the fire. That cannot happen. If that happens, our helicopters dropping water on this fire have to land. It hinders the entire process of defeating this fire by someone wanting to get their own personal video from their drone. We are investigating to identify that person, and they will be reported to the FAA. And if there's charges that can be brought, they will be brought. We are dead serious about this. It cannot happen. Really excited we've been talking about the west side, or excuse me, the south side of the fire, where we've had hand crews digging a line for the past couple of days coming from the east to the west, and we had a big bulldozer line that was done from the west towards the east, and there was this gap in the middle, and we were hoping that they would go in and meet. Well, we completed that line yesterday. That's a huge step in the right direction for us. It doesn't affect our 10% containment at this point. We still have mop up to do before we can say we can add this to the containment part, but the line is completed. They have connected, and now the mop up, which means the cleanup, making it better, making it wider, making it deeper, all those things is occurring. So we're very excited about that. We also had some good progress on that east side. We've been talking about how rugged and hard that east side is to work, and they've done a great job yesterday making progress on the line there. As the sheriff mentioned, we are holding steady on Deer Creek Canyon Road on the north side, preventing this fire from jumping. That was a real concern earlier in the week, and as she said, we're having real success there. Let's talk about the investigation, because I know there's a lot of questions about that. We are looking for tips for anyone who may know something about this, the cause of this fire or anything to do with it. And the tip line is 303-271-5612. That's where you need to call with your tips. Some people have been calling JeffCom, our dispatch center, more than we would like to, is hindering their operation. We do have the tip line, 303-271-5612. Please use that. And even if you saw something that you think, maybe it wasn't anything, call the tip line, leave it. We can use the help. We're also using all resources we can to investigate this fire, to include a arson canine dog by the state wildfire investigative team, excuse me. So everything that we have, we're throwing at this. I'm not going to be able to answer more questions about that because it's a current open investigation. But outside of the investigation, are there any questions I can answer for you this morning?
So if we had the additional 30 acres that burned overnight, why aren't we adding that to the 480 total?
Because I don't have that officially from IC, from Incident Command, to make sure that I'm giving you an accurate number. We could say roughly 500. I'd like to be more accurate for you than that, though.
There's a video circulating online from an Aaron Hoover claiming that this shows the fire starting. Is that video accurate?
I can tell you we have seen that video, and if other folks have any, I believe that's a Ring video from a Ring doorbell. If anyone has any type of video from their home security system, from Ring, that shows anything about the fire, we'd like to see it. Call the tip line with that information. That particular video we have looked at, and it is actually 2 hours after the fire started. So it's not productive towards this investigation. Anything else, gang?
We're still at 10% containment.
We are still at 10% containment, and I expect that number to jump. Yesterday we started at 4, we got to 10, and it's like, it's only 10%. It's progress, and we're making so much progress that I anticipate a much bigger jump today. I may not have that number for you at the 4 o'clock press conference, but we're working on getting an update for you as the day goes. We'll see how it goes. We expect some wind, that little storm blowing in. Pray for rain, and don't get freaked out by the smoke.
We went past the barricades yesterday with permission and an escort with Stone Canyon, and it showed homes all together and burning right up to the homes. Would you say that's a similar scene here where firefighters have really just tried to work to protect these structures, but you can see that burn coming up to those structures?
We are not that close to homes here. We do have what's called pre-work that the firefighters are doing, and they're going around, and we've said this before, that when homeowners get home, they may say, where's my deck chairs that were on my deck? And they've been removed and moved aside. Where's my pile of firewood underneath the deck? That's been moved and stacked somewhere else. Doing anything they can do to take flammable type stuff away from the house, right? There's some houses will have a line dug around it, a fire line. They'll see those type of things, but again, we have not gotten that close to homes at all.
Since you do expect potentially the containment number to go up, do you expect any change in the evacuation orders at all?
Hopefully. We have the county, Cassie and her team in the county and emergency management have done a great job. And starting today at the evac center, evacuees are going to be there today and tomorrow to register and get cards that will allow them past the road closures when we let them back in. When we let citizens back in and we open this back up, and when we hope that's to be sooner than later. I wish I could give you a day, but we're making progress. We're going to keep those road closures for at least 2 to 3 days after that. And it's mainly to control traffic, A lot of these people moved trailers out and large animals out, and there's going to be coming and going from the residents. And we also just want to respect their privacy as they get back into their homes. But we're starting the process, the badging process, if you will, so that people can get back in when it's time. And we're just getting a leg up on the prep process. Anything else? Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your coverage and getting the information out to our citizens. We'll see you back here at 4. Thank you. Or 4:30, excuse me. Thank you.